as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, he'll get demolished.
Jake Paul has been warned in the strongest terms by none other than Floyd Mayweather. The undefeated boxing legend has advised the YouTube sensation-turned-boxer to reconsider his upcoming bout against the one and only Mike Tyson. That's right, Mayweather, who has faced and defeated countless elite fighters, believes Jake might be biting off more than he can chew with Iron Mike. The reactions have been intense, and this warning could be a game-changer in Jake Paul's boxing career. Some of the biggest names in the boxing world have weighed in on Mayweather's warning to Jake Paul. Let's dive into all the dramatic details. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with all the latest boxing news.
What's up? You want to run a 2-on-1 next?
Absolutely.
You want to run a 2-on-1 next?
Absolutely.
What's up, fight fans? The problem child is back, but this time he's up against an absolute legend of the sport. Jake Paul has been in the limelight for months because of his fight with Mike Tyson. But Mike's age has become a concern for many former champions who think this isn't a fair match. Jake is always after fame and tries to grab public attention, but this time he has crossed his line by challenging the most feared boxer ever to walk this planet. Tyson, who will be approaching his 58th birthday, has been vocal about his willingness to step back into the ring, even at this advanced stage of his career. However, his potential clash with Jake Paul has raised eyebrows and sparked a firestorm of reactions from the boxing community. Floyd Mayweather, a legend in his own right, has taken it upon himself to issue a stern warning to Jake Paul. In a recent statement, Mayweather made his stance clear. Jake Paul, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good. But once he fights a real, actual fighter, it's going to be bad. Mayweather's words carry weight, as he is widely regarded as one of the greatest fighters in boxing history, retiring with an undefeated record of 50 wins. He knows very well, though Tyson seems old and friendly, but the beast hidden in him can rupture Paul. He can't withstand Tyson at all. In a recent interview, Mayweather stated, "Jake's been doing great so far, but Mike is on a whole different level. He needs to seriously think about what he's getting into." Jake Paul has been making waves in the boxing world, with victories over former MMA fighters and even a split decision win against Tyron Woodley. However, facing Mike Tyson, even at 57, is a challenge of a completely different magnitude.
Pivotal task, the referee will have to really be on the ball. Mike Tyson, shit, go ahead, Roy. Mike Tyson with a cavalcade of first round.
Tyson, who made a remarkable comeback to the ring in 2020 with an exhibition fight against Roy Jones Jr., has shown that he still possesses the speed, power, and ferocity that made him a household name. His training videos continue to go viral, showcasing a man who, despite his age, can still pack a punch that could end a fight in an instant. As soon as the announcement of Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson hit the news, the boxing community exploded with reactions. Many were excited, while others were skeptical about Jake's chances against such an experienced and dangerous opponent. Jake Paul, never one to shy away from controversy, responded to Mayweather's warning with his trademark confidence. "I respect Floyd, but I'm not backing down from this challenge. I'm ready to show the world what I'm made of," he said in a recent social media post. Mayweather's concern isn't just for show. He has faced and defeated some of the most dangerous fighters in history, including a win over a young Canelo Alvarez and a dominant performance against Manny Pacquiao. His advice comes from a place of experience and understanding of what it takes to survive at the highest levels of boxing. But Jake Paul has been flashy and knows very well fighting Tyson could bring bucks no one has ever imagined. He never missed the chance to fight with opponents who were either not fully prepared or overaged. Though he still manages to win few fights, but they were a mere luck.
Put $2 million on the motherfucking goofball? What the
Shit. Jake Paul sparred with former world champion Jean Pascal and
Get
also
my money,
cruiserweight
Jake! Get
contender.
my motherfucking money, Jake!
The former Disney star has captivated audiences by knocking out faded MMA stars like Ben Askren and Anderson Silva in exhibition bouts. He's talked an insane amount of trash, drawn mega PPV numbers, and become one of the most lucrative draws in boxing's influencer era. But even by the lofty standards of Paul's insatiable hunger for attention and riches, his latest ambitious call-out takes the cake as his most outrageous move yet. Mike Tyson has to admit that in the past I would have had no chance, but there's a changing of the age. He's becoming more age-appropriate to fight me next. Those were the ridiculous words from Jake Paul, doubling down on his claim that he could take on and defeat one of the most iconic and feared boxers of all time, 57-year-old Mike Tyson. To say Tyson was unimpressed would be an understatement. The man formerly known as the baddest man on the planet had a blunt response. He's been beaten by people he shouldn't be beating. He's going to get beat by somebody he shouldn't get beat by. It's for publicity, and he keeps doing stuff to get publicity and make money. While Tyson didn't rule out giving Paul a payday, he made it clear he views the problem child as nothing more than a skilled self-promoter looking to make a quick buck. And joining Iron Mike in dismissing the 27-year-old's audacious aspirations was none other than the legendary Floyd Mayweather. The recently retired champion has a long history with both Paul brothers, serving as a mentor to Logan while repeatedly shutting down talk of an exhibition with Jake.
One night, got your hat. Got your hat. Got your hat.
The punchers are going to kick your ass. The real punchers, Mike Tyson's going to kick your ass. You got to fight real fighters to make some real money. Leave it to Money Mayweather to cut straight through the attention-seeking BS. While Paul fights for the spotlight, Mayweather knows this whole situation is little more than a cash grab putting boxing's integrity at risk yet again. So how did we reach the point where one of the most brutal knockout artists in history is being called out by a former Disney star making his legit boxing debut just 2 years ago? The path started at the height of the pandemic in 2020 when the newly launched Triller Fight Club made headlines for hosting exhibitions between fading celebrities and combat sports stars. 57-year-old Mike Tyson made a stunning return to the ring against fellow legendary heavyweight Roy Jones Jr. in one of the promotion's flagship events. While the match was a hard-hitting but anticlimactic split draw, it was an unmissable spectacle that showed Iron Mike still had the aura and punching power to be a major draw. It wasn't long before Jake Paul sniffed an opportunity to piggyback off Tyson's name and make his introduction to the world of boxing with a similar Triller exhibition. Mayweather was brought in to promote the event, but things got physical when Paul snatched Mayweather's hat as a stunt to build hype. It devolved into a wild brawl, putting the two on a collision course towards a lucrative exhibition fight that Money May wisely backed out of.
Bitch! Play my fucking game, motherfucker! Bitch! You kill that motherfucker! When I catch you, motherfucker, I kill you, motherfucker! You crazy?
After that, Mayweather never misses a chance to taunt Jake Paul, even in a recent encounter with him in Miami after the Heat game. In this encounter, he taunts Jake over his last loss to Tommy Fury. What happened? You are not tough anymore since your loss. What happened since your loss? These were the words of Mayweather, which forced Jake to flee from the scene. Even in another interview, Mayweather said if Jake faces real fighters like Canelo Alvarez, he'll be fucked up by him. There is no chance he can stand him at all. The same way he thinks about Tyson too. Jake enters in ring with Tyson, he'll be destroyed, or even it might be the end of his career. In another interview, Tyson might be older, but the power in his punches is real. Jake needs to be careful. This fight isn't just about Jake proving himself, it's about surviving the storm that is Mike Tyson. Many fans remember Tyson's early career, where he became the youngest heavyweight champion in history with his ferocious style and devastating knockouts. Facing Tyson is a whole different ballgame. One mistake and it could be lights out, said boxing analyst Max Kellerman during a recent segment on ESPN. While Jake Paul's confidence and bravado have served him well so far, this fight presents an entirely new level of danger. Tyson's recent training clips show a fighter who, despite his age, still possesses the agility and speed that made him a legend. This time, Jake might get more than he bargained for. His confidence is undeniable, but many question whether it borders on overconfidence or delusion. The boxing community has been divided over this unconventional matchup. Some see it as a mere publicity stunt, while others view it as a disrespectful move that undermines the integrity of the sport. Former UFC champion Michael Bisping didn't mince words, calling Jake Paul's antics disrespectful as hell and stupid beyond belief. Veteran MMA journalist Ariel Helwani echoed similar sentiments, questioning Paul's commitment and discipline so close to such a high-stakes fight.
I would feel really bad for Jake Paul. I don't want him to get hurt.
Mike's trainer Jeff Fenech told Wide World of Sports, "I have no doubt if Mike takes it easy and doesn't try to punch at the same time, if he makes Jake Paul miss, Mike will knock him out in a couple of rounds, 100%. Experts like Joe Rogan and Evander Holyfield have weighed in. Rogan believes that Jake should be very cautious, while Holyfield points out Tyson's unmatched ferocity and said, Tyson can hit like a freight train. Jake needs to be ready for that. Joe Rogan shared his thoughts too, saying, if I was Jake Paul, I'd be terrified. Tyson's power is no joke. he's still a professional heavyweight boxer. As the hype builds, the reality of this fight becomes clearer. Jake Paul has a lot to prove, and stepping into the ring with Mike Tyson is a gamble that could either make or break his boxing career. Jake's got the spirit and the drive, but does he have the skill and experience? Only time will tell. As the clock ticks closer to the potential showdown, the tension continues to mount. Mayweather's warning, though stern, comes from a place of experience and genuine concern for the sport he loves. He has seen the rise and fall of countless fighters, and he knows the consequences of underestimating an opponent's abilities. The question remains, will Jake Paul heed Mayweather's warning and back out of the fight? Or will he forge ahead, determined to make history and cement his place in the boxing world? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. This saga is far from over, and the boxing community is watching with bated breath.